There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone.
Welcome to SYFY Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the SYFY channel. I'm Steve.
And I'm Sean, Fangirl S, and tonight we'll be discussing episode 2 of season 2 of Van Helsing. Well, Steve has managed to get ratings news that's been hit or miss lately.
Yes, this episode brought in a 0.13 in adults 18 to 49 with 0.451 million viewers, making it the 88th rated cable show of the day. That was a slight drop from what we had for episode 1, but not a huge one. I mean, it's only like 2/1000ths of the point in adults and, about 50,000 viewers maybe. So not a bad drop.
No, there's been a lot of things going on, of course. Now, yes, we're behind, guys, and I'm kind of sorry, but we've had vacations because we don't do normal summer vacations like everybody else. We do it in the fall because it's less crowded.
Yes.
But we thank you for hanging on with us, and I'm going to blame the vampires because they just get into things and mess it up. You never know.
Yes.
So let's start with episode 2, shall we?
All right. In Redemption, Vanessa fights to get her daughter out of the Citadel. Dimitri and Anastasia hatch a plot to stop Vanessa, and Mohammed risks his life to save Vanessa and Dylan.
Okay, so last episode, I was like, okay, what is this weird, blood squeeze juicer thing doing? Is he, bathing underneath? Well, he was actually bathing underneath, apparently, so.
Yes.
Not exactly underneath, but yeah, down a little ways, but still.
Yeah, it was definitely a blood collection device, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to bathe in blood. Very old school. Oh my gosh. I wish I had the name of that, was it a duchess that tried to do that thinking she was going to stay young and then they eventually killed her? I can't remember the name. If anybody knows that legend that I'm talking about, make sure you write us at SYFY Talk at fangirlzone.com. Because I can see that very clearly. I remember reading it, and I remember hearing about it before. It was all part of the vampire legend.
Right.
So, but that's just creepy, because then his sister joins him.
Right.
Ugh.
And of course, we're getting shown once more the provocative sexuality inherent in the vampire mythos.
True. And how his sister pretty much glows in the dark.
Yes.
That girl. My God, how much powder did they have to put on her to make her so white?
Probably quite a bit. That might take a while to do that.
It's like, we're going to do this full body, and then you're going to get into blood. So don't worry about it. It's like, ugh, whatever. It was creepy because it wasn't the blood that made it creepy. It was the weird sexuality between the siblings.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want this. I don't think anybody wants this.
No. I think that's a little bit much, but that's okay. They gotta have it in there somehow to keep the mythos up, I guess.
I guess.
Now, of course, Anastasia promises that she will not let Vanessa get away.
Yeah, okay.
But that doesn't work as Vanessa and Mohammed make their way out of the Citadel, and once out into the woods, they have some words.
Well, maybe if Anastasia wasn't having a weird bloodbath with her brother, then she would have done it. But, didn't work out so well.
No. And, of course, Vanessa is still having some major issues with Mohammed for what he's done. Now, she still doesn't know that he actually had to kill his sister. So I think that probably would have softened her up some had he told her that, but...
I thought he kind of did. Well, when she asked, did you...
Yeah, she basically said that she didn't make it.
Because he said she was always one of them.
Right.
So I assumed that she just kind of understood that, but I'm guessing not so much. I get it because she was betrayed, but at the same time, he's helping you get out. It's like, okay, can you trust him or not? But he didn't kill your kid right now, and this is a pretty big thing because your kid is like batshit crazy right now.
Yes. And you need all the help you can get handling her.
Right. Especially if they've actually did something to her, like, genome or whatever, and, like, screwed with her. Because we don't know if she's going to survive or not.
Yes. But we cut to a scene where we go, oh, holy crap, look who it is.
Yeah. I was totally surprised.
Absolutely. I was not expecting to see Doc back.
Like, but the only way she would have died is by human hands or her own, because we already know the vamps didn't want her, because she tastes weird.
Right.
And I didn't know if somehow, if they did end up feeding on her, if she would change them anyway. But, I mean, we seen the one try.
Right.
Like, way back last season. Yeah. I'm just surprised. And she's doing good.
Yes, she's actually in the Resistance Hospital saving lives and isn't comfortable with the praise she is receiving from Jolene as she's still haunted by what she has done.
Well, she deserves to be. Sorry.
Yeah. Very.
You were helping, like, wow. You're helping the bad guys. You were a bad guy. And then you were, like, helping. Well, I can't say she was helping offering up the babies last season because she didn't know either.
Right.
But she tried to offer up everybody else, so.
Yeah, and she shut the door on Axel.
Yeah, so I still am not going to be real forgiving here.
Yeah, not yet.
Sorry, Doc.
And her and Jolene have a discussion when they get notified that there's somebody new in the compound, and we get another, how the hell?
Exactly.
It's young Callie.
Yeah, I have no clue how she has survived anything.
Right. Exactly. How the hell could this little 8-year-old girl at the most survive all this stuff?
I mean, I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's kind of scrappy and she, able to hide well enough, but still, I don't know. It seemed really, really weird.
Yeah.
And well.
Yeah, like something has got to be going on, but how do you know what at this point in time?
Right. Like I was thinking it was going to be something along the lines of Muhammad's sister.
Right.
Like somehow they've promised to give her things and, well, she will promise to give them the resistance. Because who's going to be threatened by a little kid?
Yes. And of course, with Callie being there, that threatens Doc's story.
Yes.
So she scares the little girl into promising not to tell anyone that they know each other. Going to play a game.
Yeah. Let's see how well that works.
Right. So we go into the woods again, where Vanessa is having problems keeping her genetically engineered preteen vampire daughter under control as she lets out a howl, which alerts Anastasia and her group to their whereabouts.
Okay, right here, I'm going to say this whole howling crap, I don't like it. I also don't like the weird thing they've done to Dylan's voice.
Right.
I'm like, I mean, we've only seen a few vampires first season. I don't remember, unless I've just tuned it out because I hated it so much, that they made their voices all weird.
Right.
So, what's with the voice thing? I'm not digging it. I'm not digging the weird, like I said, howling, like, animalistic thing. Okay, are you a fucking werewolf? Are you a vampire? I really didn't mean to drop that F-bomb. Sorry. That was a bit much. That was how irritated I was with this, though. I'm like, come on. Why are we trying to make them sound animalistic? I thought that the only animals were the ones that were down in the sewer or the ferals. Yeah. So, I don't know what this is. I'm not digging it at all. And then her daughter acting, well, like a teenager, so I can't really say much about that because she just was a teenager, like rebelling and mad. And I mean, she's angry at her mom and doesn't want to believe that she's doing something good for her because then Rebecca became her mom and took care of her. So, just, I don't know.
Well, Muhammad takes the opportunity to step up and tells Vanessa to take Dylan and run as he will hold them off. And at first, Vanessa is not going to do it, but given a second thought, she decides, okay, we're going to run and let you do what you can to hold them off.
If these are supposed to be like Anastasia's guards, they should be a whole nother level, right?
You would think so.
So, do we really think Muhammad and one gun is going to do a whole lot?
Not likely. And actually, it doesn't, because he's able to take out only a couple of the vampires, and then his gun jams. You go, oh, you're just having such a bad day, Muhammad.
Yeah, I was thinking pretty much the same thing. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We're killing off our main characters already. Okay, then.
Of course, he gets injured, and Anastasia is about to finish him off when, out of nowhere, a knife flies into her skull.
That was pretty interesting. I'm like,
you go, where did that come from?
Right. I'm like, who's out there watching and changing and saving Muhammad, or is he saving him?
Right. A masked ninja comes out of the forest and takes out the rest of the vampires and then disappears.
Which I still like, who is this? Who is saving him?
Yes. And it's like, okay, who haven't we seen? My first guess was Axel.
Yeah, because we did see him coming out of the bunker last season. But I don't know. If it was, why would he just leave him?
Right.
Unless it was too tempting.
Right. He knew Muhammad, so I don't know. Like you, it was...
I'm not even thinking it's a vamp. Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be somebody new. Like, it's not even a vampire.
Right.
Although, I mean, if it was Axel, like, okay, was it too tempting for him because Muhammad's bleeding out?
Right.
Because we know he's a vampire. We know that part. Or, he's not just a vampire. Isn't he like a radioactive vampire?
Yeah, he probably could be.
So maybe it was the temptation and that he didn't want to give him like radiation sickness.
Yeah, very possible.
These are the only things, because I have no idea. I'm just going off your theory because I have zero idea who this could be.
Now, fortunately, later that night, Flesh and Lucky stumble upon Muhammad, and basically he says, well, just leave me a gun and I'll hold off anybody, but Flesh is not going to stand for that and will not leave him behind, so he and Lucky get Muhammad up and they head off towards the compound.
Well, head off somewhere. They're trying to follow Vanessa, basically.
Right. Well, I think once they find that Muhammad is badly injured, Flesh basically says, okay, Vanessa's got to wait. This takes priority. Which is real interesting because we're starting to see Flesh develop more and more human compassion than we've seen before in a converted vampire.
I don't think he was a vampire as long as we think. I mean, he was kind of early on in the whole changing, but I don't think it was quite as long as we're thinking, and that's why he still held on to his humanity. Even though, and this sounds horrible, even though his first kills were his family,
right?
I think that was more a convenient kill.
Yes.
And so
closest thing around.
Right. Because the only thing in his head was going home. Because obviously when he was changed, he was in a park and there was people everywhere.
Right.
But his thought was going home. So that somewhere there was always that thread of humanity in him. And he's trying to find his way back. And then, of course, last season, people thinking he could have been the serial killer. And, I think that was really bringing him, 100% towards his humanity. It's like, hold on. That is not me. I am not the person killing people. So, he was running head first into that humanity wall and be like, no. And so I think that's why. That's my opinion, of course. But he seems to be a lot different. that
Right.
than some of these others. But we haven't really seen a whole lot that have turned.
Right.
We've seen the one guy who was basically ticked that he couldn't be a vampire anymore. And so he went back. And then Doc, who was a vampire, and she was almost like a feral vampire when Axel had kept her locked up.
Right.
But he
and
fed
kept her
her
alive.
So I that's how I'm feeling it's going with Flesh. So I guess we'll see, because for all we know, he could totally change.
Right. So back at the camp, Doc and Jolene have another moment where they talk about family and Christmas and guns and the fact that Jolene is definitely not dating Carl.
Christmas and guns. Okay.
Yeah. And you kind of get a feeling that Jolene might have some interest in the Doc.
I was thinking that, and both ways.
Right.
But I thought Doc was trying to hint at it, and she's just really bad at this.
Yeah. And out of nowhere, Callie comes in to interrupt with some dead rabbits.
Okay, kid. Either you're really, really into the Hunger Games, and you were like, all right, I know how Katniss did this.
Right.
Or there's something else happening, because that's pretty impressive that you came up with, was it 2 or 3 rabbits?
Yes.
It's like,
kind of go,
huh. There was a head scratcher, basically.
Very much a head scratcher moment. Now, later on, some blood goes missing, and Doc tracks the thief. It's Callie.
I was surprised.
She's stealing blood bags to feed her vampire pet, who is none other than a very hungry, very pissed off vampire Axel.
Yeah. Well, of course he's going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed at Doc, and rightfully so.
Yes, and of course, that's who Callie brings. So we figure out that, yes, Callie has been, shall we say, protected by Axel. So that's how she's managed to survive so long.
Which is good, but I'm still trying to figure out where the heck they met up, because Callie still had to survive for a while by herself.
Yes.
Because she was not with them, right?
No.
Yeah, because she went with that other group.
Right.
So she still survived by herself for a while, which makes me wonder how she managed that.
Right. Absolutely.
So there's another head scratcher. I wonder if we're going to get any flashbacks to show us how she managed to do that.
Right. Because, there was no way that, she was under that bridge last time we saw her, and the group made it all the way to that bunker before Axel got changed. So that seems like there was quite a bit of distance between those two places.
Right. I was going to say that was totally the other way, right? Because I feel like Muhammad had found the ones which was on the other side of the city.
Right.
Found where they were all dead, not knowing Callie was there, and then realizes the gang went the other way. And so I have so many questions. How the heck did she even manage that? Did she go Walking Dead and cover herself with dead vampire blood or something so they couldn't smell her? I don't know.
Right.
Give me a flashback.
Yeah, please. We'd like to see that. Now, of course, up to this point, Doc assumed that Axel was dead, and now she's faced with what her betrayal has done to him, and she immediately apologizes and begs him not to kill her.
Yeah. I don't think he'd kill her because he's not going to turn her.
No. He wants her help to find Vanessa. So he instead says, well, seeing that there's still more blood, I want the rest of it, and you're going to go with me to find Vanessa.
Yeah, sure. That's not weird. Nobody's going to notice.
Yeah. He may be a vampire, but he refuses to kill to eat, and he will not abandon his mission.
Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot that she was his mission.
Yes. Since day one, it's been his mission to keep her protected.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So, of course, Doc goes in, tries to steal the rest of the blood, but is caught by Jolene. Two women have an intense standoff in which Doc attempts to explain that she has to make up for the wrong she's done, that she's not the hero Jolene seems to think she is. Jolene comes back and tells her that she can be, she just has to try. Doc picks up the blood, dares Jolene to shoot her, apologizes, and walks away.
Well, at least she didn't, hit her or anything.
Right, yeah, she just stood there, and for a brief second, she's got her back to Jolene with the gun pointed at her, and you go, okay, how is this going to end? Jolene going to pull the trigger or not?
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't.
Which I'm kind of surprised, but at the same time, if she's the only doctor around...
Right. They need somebody.
Yeah, it may not have been the best of ideas to try to kill the only doctor.
In the round, yes. So, of course, Doc and Axel set off on a reluctant road trip to try to find Vanessa, starting with Eden. I'll tell you right now, that's the wrong way.
Right? And is that Doc just saying, oh, you should go that way? Or do you think Axel has an idea?
I kind of thought that Axel had an idea. He had heard something about her being in Eden, somehow, some way.
Okay.
Now, of course, they get attacked by a feral almost instantly, and Axel lets the feral attack Doc until he realizes that the feral got into the blood and drank almost all of it that Doc had stolen.
Yeah, huh. As Doc's telling you you're going to need to ration that, like the scene before, and then she's like fighting him off with the cooler. What's in the cooler, Axel?
Yes.
Light bulb. And then, okay, even if you let Doc die, she is holding the cooler, Axel.
Yes.
I was kind of irritated with that because it's like, okay, are his functions kind of slowing down? Because he's talking a bunch of crap.
Right.
And, oh, maybe I wish I could help you, blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever, you're going to, like, let her be terrorized. But, yeah, think about it. Your Capri Suns are in that cooler.
Yes.
So maybe, just maybe, you pull the guy off.
Yeah. Before he gets 5 out of the 6.
Right.
Been 4 out of the 5 because he had killed one earlier. And with only one left, he goes ahead and sucks most of it down, besides Doc telling him to, once again, you gotta slow down, save some of that.
Obviously not going to listen, so, meh, what are you going to do?
Right. So we see Vanessa and Dylan having a moment as Dylan is able to be in the sunlight. You go,
So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they didn't change her. Maybe she was like Vanessa when they were feeding her blood, where Vanessa went a little bit kind of wonky and super strong.
Right.
But if they kept pumping Dylan with blood, like kept giving it to her, like maybe she really isn't a vamp then.
Right. That was definitely a possibility that I was considering as well. And Dylan actually uses words instead of her vague growling, and they have a little bit of a bonding moment over sunshine and flowers. Until we hear some more howling, which spooks Dylan, who slits her mother's throat, allowing her to escape.
Yeah, nice, Dylan.
Yeah, good way to treat your mom.
Yeah.
And of course, that also reminds us that Vanessa has the super fast healing thing going on, so mostly she just gets a little bloody.
That was...
Just in case we had forgotten that she does have the super heal.
Yeah, but that was kind of a lot. And depending... I'm guessing it wasn't a real deep cut, but...
Yeah, it would have to not been, because if it was, there would have been no way she could have recovered fast enough to have gotten one of the major arteries.
Right.
She'd have been spewing like a fire hydrant.
Ugh. Yeah, just real nice, Dylan. Jerk.
So Dylan happens to run into Julius. You go,
things just keep getting better.
Yeah. Dylan, see what your actions have caused here? First it was Anastasia, now it's Julius.
But Dylan thinks he's going to help her.
Yes. And he doesn't want anything to do with her until she happens to mention that she wants to get to her mother, Rebecca. And ding, 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 ding. Julius is all too happy to take her back to the Citadel to see Rebecca, mostly because he plans to kill her.
Not knowing that, oh yeah, Rebecca's dead.
Yes. Now, of course, Vanessa manages to track down Dylan and Julius and gets into some serious Mama Bear-inspired fisticuffs with the vampire.
Yeah, especially...
Great fight.
Well, especially when she says, let go of my daughter, and Julius is like, oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like, are you that stupid, Vanessa? They all tried to get you, and now you're going to be like, let go of my daughter. Oh, look it, there's leverage.
Exactly.
You know what? Sometimes I'm like, do you think before you speak?
Probably not as much, because she turns around and mentions that she burned Rebecca's face off, which of course sends Dylan into a complete tizzy, and all of a sudden it's now 2 against 1.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
You know what? I just need that moment to, collect my thoughts, because Dylan, this guy's like, oh yeah, I'm going to help you. But yet, he was just, basically slapping you around. And now your mom's there to help you, and you're like, I'm going to fight Julius, I'm going to fight Vanessa, I'm going to fight everybody. Really? You're still a kid. I don't think you're exactly like a baby scorpion that, they're the worst kind.
Right.
I think they're going to basically do the, arm length holding your head, and you're going to be like, I can't hit you.
Yeah.
I just can't with this storyline. I don't know which one is just more stupid.
Right.
And not the storyline. I mean, in mental capacity. It's really, Julius, you already seen her fight. You know what she can do in regards to Vanessa.
Right.
Dylan, you're a kid. You're not going to have the advantage here. You're not going to surprise them because they both know you're there.
Right.
And then Vanessa, what the heck? Just, okay. I'm sorry. Moving on.
Yes, Julius attacks Dylan, which sends Vanessa leaping onto his back, biting his neck, and turning him human. And he thanks her.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, that was a huge surprise. Now, where did that come from, Julius?
Well, maybe we'll find out. Who knows?
Right.
But, God, they gave me a headache this episode, because some of the stuff, you're like, seriously? I wanted them to be better, I don't know, just overall. And stop with the weird animal sounds. Just please stop.
Right.
That just doesn't sound right. I don't know, but what do you guys think? So, shoot us an email so we know how you feel about the whole situation. Or am I just being I don't know, overreactionary with their attitudes? Would this be how it really is? A mom trying to protect her child no matter what? You tell me. Maybe I'm just really cynical about things because I've watched a whole lot of zombie and horror movies lately. So you tell me. SYFY Talk at fangirlzone.com. Let us know what you think. We can read your stuff on the air. And we do want to thank you guys for listening to us. So please rate and review us on iTunes and, of course, any other platform. Good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us. Tell your friends about the show, about our show. And, we do, again, hope you're enjoying everything. We hope you're tweeting along with us. Now, I've not been able to tweet because of the timing of the episodes and, unfortunately, my work schedule. Steve's been tweeting, so make sure you're following him if he's either on Fangirl Zone. So it's FGZ Podcast, or he'll be at Sally or Steve, depending on which one he gets to first, because he bounces back and forth with them. And, of course, you can find us at fangirlzone.com and everything there. Our contacts page and photos, which I'm still trying to get the kinks out, getting all the photos from the various cons we've been at. But you'll see all of our reviews and our podcasts and all the stuff over there. And if you guys want to start sending stuff in and you want us to share it, if you have fan art, if you have stories, that's usually Jess's job. We usually have her do all the weird stories that pop up, but she's going to have time. So if you want to send us some, shoot it over to SYFY Talk, and we will make sure Jess gets on that, because she'll be out with a wee babe for a few months. So anything else, let us know what you think. Like I said. So for this episode of SYFY Talk, I'm Sean Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. That bitch killed my friends. She got what she deserved.
And until next time.